San Francisco has come in last. It's the worst run city in the country, according to Wallet Hub. They did a study. They ranked 148 major cities in the United States, 148 cities, and San Francisco came in 148th. And Oakland, right across the bay, came in 146th. The best city, top ranked, was Provo, Utah. The bottom five, San Francisco, Detroit, Oakland, New York, and Philadelphia. And Los Angeles was number one, worst quality of roads. We have the worst roads in the nation. Time for Richie Greenberg to come on. Richie's a writer and commentator up in San Francisco, and we always get him on whenever there's big Bay Area news. Richie, how are you? Congratulations.
I'm doing great. Thanks so much, and a belated happy birthday to you as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You actually reside in San Francisco, right?
Yes, I do. Right in the city on the west side, not too far from the ocean.
How does it feel to live in the worst-run city in the nation?
Oh, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, worse than Detroit.
2 years in a row. Yeah, but you know what? When I went through this report, the first thing I was wondering is what was the time frame that they were using, the researchers and the polls and all of that. When they compiled the report, was it like a calendar year of 2024 and now they're releasing it now, or was it a snapshot in time, which I think it was in April, because that would be more indicative of who was the mayor at that point. Was it the previous London Breed who we threw out, or is it the new mayor, Daniel Lurie, who now has a lot of work cut out for him to try and stop this such negative publicity? Because that's what this is. It's going to be continued negative publicity that he is really trying to push back against. And that's what's important to me. And but you got to look and see why. Why are we 148th out of 148? And is there any redeeming qualities that we have? And actually, we do. I don't know if you looked at the report. I mean, it was kind of lengthy, but we are number one in best of infant mortality. In other words, survivability. We have the highest. We're number one in the least amount of infant mortality.
All right. So they're not killing the babies.
Exactly.
That is a positive.
That is a positive, yes. So if that's a worry, maybe you want to move to San Francisco, because then the chances are.
I didn't think they were making too many babies in San Francisco, but I guess whatever they make, they've been able to keep.
Well, yeah, and that's another issue as well. We are among the lowest of major metropolitan cities in the country in terms of number of children in households. Very, very low.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, it is a combination of multiple factors. This has to do with financial responsibility and accountability and health. That's what this is about. And it surely shows what happens when you have sanctuary city and ideology here that comes into play. It is ruined the tax base. People are continuing to be leaving San Francisco. We've lost several thousand tech jobs when other cities, even right across the Bay, are gaining. We are still losing in the tech sector. So that, plus we have the decimation of our retail sector. The downtown office occupancy is still dismally low. So this is why it then is reflected in a report like this, where we are among the highest saddled with long-term debt. That was also part of the outcome of this report. We are pretty much at the bottom there. Also, the insane budget. We have a $16 billion proposed budget by the new mayor, which pretty much rivals the crazy amount of $16 billion from the last mayor, London Breed. And even though Daniel Lurie, the Mayor Lurie, is trying to make some heads or tails of this and trying to push for cuts in certain departments and agencies, like just 2 days ago, there was a takeover of the city council weekly meeting by the SEIU.
The union.
And the union, 100 union members took over the city council chambers, chanted for 20 minutes.
That's all they do.
Demand, exactly. Stop. Do not cut any jobs. They wound up having to postpone the meeting 2 hours, and I don't know, I think 11 or 12 got arrested.
This is the end of civilization.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It really is the end of civilization. When you're rated the worst city in the entire nation, and you still have unions chanting and busting up city council meetings. This is true insanity. This progressive religion is more destructive. You can do this so much damage if you dropped a nuclear bomb on San Francisco. What they have done to the city is just shocking.
Absolutely. And, we also rank at the bottom, 148th out of 148 in high school graduation rate. I mean, this is just completely...
Good. So they can't read and they can't do math, and they're going to take over the government.
And saddled with the longest long-term debt. Yes. And
wow.
What do you do? What do you do? People, I travel a lot, and people ask me, are things really that bad in San Francisco? And I say, well, we have the natural beauty. We've got pretty clean air in terms of in California, and we're right on the water with the cold breeze.
Yeah, I got a good breeze there every day.
Yeah, as opposed to air pollution quality showing down in LA, you're pretty much towards the bottom of the pile.
And we have the worst roads. Ha ha! We have the worst roads, not you.
Well, it's only off by 3. I'm looking at it right now. You're tied. LA Long Beach and Anaheim are tied at 129, and we're 126 up here in San Francisco.
All right. Well,
so it really
we're going to be number 1 by ourselves next year. Richie, I got to go. Thank you for coming on again.
Yeah. My pleasure. Anytime, John.
Richie Greenberg, writer and commentator up in San Francisco. San Francisco, worst city in the nation, according to a Wallet Hub study, coming in 148th out of 148 cities studied. Oakland is number 146, but we are number 1, and he's right, tied with Long Beach and Anaheim. We are tied for the worst roads. You remember when